Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the FFP Alignment Podcast. It is your Minisode session time. Happy Friday, Junior, as usual. It's Wednesday for me, and I will be 100% honest with you. It is an awful day today. I mean, that's all you really can do, right? Is just laugh about it. No, it's not bad. Like I'm fine. Worse things have happened to me, obviously. But just one of those frustrating days with work, just a couple of, things that are happening that, you work so hard for and then it all falls through and it's just so frustrating and it just keeps happening. That's the thing. Like I keep doing everything possible that I need to do to be successful and it's like, no, what are you doing? Not karma, but life is like, that's not gonna do it this time, or something like that is happening, and it's been really frustrating these past several weeks, and I'll go through highs and then lows, and today's a low day, but it's nothing that I haven't experienced before in this job, unfortunately, and there's not much you can do. And every second of the day I'm not just today, but I mean, more so on days like this, but even on not days like this, good regular days, I'm still telling myself like, things are happening the way that they're supposed to be happening, with the whole like human design stuff that we've talked about. Things are happening the way that they're meant to be happening. There's no reason for me to stress over it. It does nothing. It helps nothing. It advances nothing. It doesn't make anything better. And so I just gotta keep telling myself that things are happening the way that they should be. And all right, it is. But then it just really like grinds your gears when you're like, okay, yes, but why? Why isn't it happening now? Like, why am I facing so much? Why does it feel like I'm taking 2 steps back all the time? You know what I mean? Like, and at the same time too, it's like, well, I don't want to be oblivious to something I could be doing better. I don't want to be putting out anything into the universe that says that I don't want something that I'm trying to go for, right? I don't want to get fired from my job, right? I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's just one of those days. I just need to vent a little bit. Jasmine, can you get the white time? She's right here. I don't know if you can see her. She's just a little black and white void sitting next to me. But yeah, anyway, I believe spring has pretty much sprung. The other day was daylight savings. We are now getting more sunlight throughout our day, and it definitely feels amazing. That is a little pep in our steps, right? I'll start making dinner when it's still light out. It's like every year this happens, either direction, right? When the sun sets earlier, when the sun sets later. Every year it's always like such as if it's happened the first time ever. It's like, wow, the sun is setting so much later these days. This is crazy. It's bright out at 7 o'clock. It's like it's never happened before. Which is funny because you get out of that winter slump and you get used to it and you accept it as life and it's normal, and then it all changes again and it just rocks your world. And I love it. I love a season change. It's an energy booster, the whole deal. And this week has also been in Nashville, kind of more of a spring-esque week. It's been a little warmer. See a little bit greenery on the trees. Yes, we do. But yeah, which reminds me, St. Patty's Day is coming up. I wonder what we're doing. I don't think we're doing anything. I've never cared about St. Patty's Day, let's be honest. I'm looking at my calendar. I don't think we have anything going on. It happened every week. Literally, like, I'm trying to think. There's definitely something happening, but there's nothing. But there's definitely something. Last week we went to A Nashville soccer game, which was fun. We went with a bunch of friends at the new Nashville soccer stadium, and that place is really pretty, and I underestimated kind of the wind chill, so I was a little chilly, so I made Mark give me his vest. It was fine. If you sat in the sun, you were perfect. It was perfect, but we were in the shade and it was windy, so that definitely did not help. That's what we did last weekend. Gosh, I can't even think. It's not a big deal. Trying to get out of this like mind funk at the same time, but everything is working out the way that it's meant to work out. This podcast really is for me. You know, you're just here listening in on my mental thoughts, like what's going on inside of my brain, for the most part. But yeah, no, things are getting better. Things will work out just the way that they're meant to work out. I promise. They really are. And I'm excited for this year. We're not quite halfway in. I'm excited about that it's going by at the proper pace, right? At least that's how I feel. We're growing the podcast. We're growing the other sides of FFP, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah, so anyway, what we wanted to talk about today, don't mind my Heat shirts, Miami Heat. I got this in support of Mark, because he's from Miami, as you know, and it's basketball season. And we're going to a basketball game tonight, but it's college. He's not much college, he's more NBA. But apparently tickets were really cheap tonight, and Vanderbilt's playing. And Arkansas, I think, is one of the games. There's 2 games tonight. And Arkansas will be there. Hi, Lindsay. But it's just like one of those things just to do, you know? It was apparently cheap enough tickets to make it, I guess, worth it to go. And also just something just to do. And we're big proponents of that, because the next day, like, we always want to have something going on, and it gives us the spice of life, because I definitely get too holed up in here. And today is one of those days where it's like, I would rather be anywhere else but here. But at the same time, the anxiety is like, no, bury yourself in your work, grind it out, work, push through it, push hard. Maybe I should do that. See, it's like a double-edged sword. It's because the way, gosh, I know, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. The way that my life has seemed to have worked and worked in my favor is in the times when I just fucking let go. Just letting go. Stop clenching it so tightly and just loosen the grip. Let it breathe. Let life do its thing, right? I can't control everything. And then, wow, I blink or I turn around and then magically I got what I want. Maybe not in the way I wanted it, but you see what I mean. So it's so backwards, because in my work, it's definitely a grinding, you know, kind of job. You really could put in 80 hours a week. You could, but I don't, because I don't want to. It's a big reason. So yeah, I'm in between a rock and a hard place, guys. Like, so it's like, work my ass off, which sounds great in a way, because that's natural for me. Very natural for me just to work my ass off, grind, hustle, all those stupid words. But then at the other end, it's like, the other day, it was another frustrating day. It was like a couple of days ago. Like, it happens that often. I was frustrated again, and Mark knew it, and he's like, talk to me, what happened? I was like, I don't want to talk about it. I'll definitely burst out with the problem when I feel like it, but I don't pull it out of me. It's weird. But I was just like, I don't know, I don't feel like talking about it right now. And then I just like gave him a big hug, and I was like, can I be a stay-at-home girlfriend? And he just busted out laughing. He was like, I'm tired of this. He thought it was hilarious. And it was a joke, but the idea of it is funny because, yeah, being a stay-at-home girlfriend, like, not even like a stay-at-home mom or even a stay-at-home wife. Hello. But a stay-at-home girlfriend just sounds so funny because who does that unless you're like stupid rich? And anyway, so we've been in that mindset lately, and I've thought about that. I would never actually want that. It's just fun to think about. I would never actually want to be a stay-at-home girlfriend. I need my own money. I don't, that part of me has yet to, I don't know, evolve? Is that the right word? Evolve? But like having to rely on somebody else for money, I do not like that. I like and need to have control of what I do. I don't, it's my biggest fear, because this happened to me, of someone seeing a charge of $60 for a pair of shoes or something, and then questioning me about it, like, because it's their money. I never want to have that door open. Not that Mark would be like that or do that, but I just never want to have that door or that possibility on the table. Sure, there can be benefits of that in a way where it's like, it opens the door for the right kind of conversations and getting more aligned with your beliefs on where you should spend your money, right? Mark and I definitely need to have that conversation. We're not that financially combined yet. We're not there in our relationship, which is fine. We'll get there, but we're just not there. It's fine. We're good. But yeah, anyway, I would hate that. I would hate that feeling of just being dependent on somebody else. And then also, I would feel like a loser. Not working. No, I don't like that. I need something to pull my hair out with, right? Just like today. Is my rant session over with, Katelynn? They're sick of it already. Jeez Louise. All right, let's get into our Reddit quinoa. I had a hard time finding some stuff, but we got a couple fun questions. Right, Jasmine? Aww. Anyway, okay. What movie scared you as a kid that was not a scary movie? I do not like scary movies. Despise them. Hate them. Avoid them at all costs. Because I grew up in the 90s. And it's a little bit different these days. And I grew up in a conservative home. So it's not like my parents were making me watch like Chainsaw Massacre. No. Well, no. It was a weird line. The movie I'm thinking of is Jaws. Because I was like 3 or 4 years old and we went to see that in theaters. Why was I there? I had no business being there, and I hid in my mom's lap the whole time, and I'm pretty sure we walked out of the theater. Like, what did you expect sitting in that movie theater with a child, a toddler, and expecting to sit down and watch the whole thing? Are you kidding me? And then the others were like Twister. Still not a fan of that movie, but I kind of don't care to watch it ever again because that was really scary. I grew up in Tornado Valley. Are you kidding me? That was a very real possibility. And the other one is like Jurassic Park, which I still don't like those movies. But the possibility of a dinosaur roaming the earth right now and eating everybody is a lot less than a fucking tornado killing me. That's too real. Why would they do that to me? Okay, so those are like probably my top 3. I've seen the new Jurassic Park movies with what's his face, and it's all right. I kind of like, have one eye open and the other one closed, and I just don't like it. I don't like movies that are post-apocalyptic or doomsday, anything like that. It's too real. I want to live in the bubble. Just let me live in ignorance and bliss, please. All right. What moment in your life made you say, yes, I am dead, and you survived without major injuries? This happened twice. Let me think. Yeah, led twice. Well, because I drowned when I was a kid, so I was definitely dead. So check. I do remember that. That is definitely my earliest memory. I don't know if I've talked about this on here. I drowned as a child. My parents were at an Amway convention. Who remembers those? Or whose parents did that? Who's listening? How old are you? What am I doing? My parents were at an Amway convention in Missouri. And why am I looking at this? Hold on. All right, sorry, distracted. My parents were at an Amway convention in Missouri. I'm pretty sure it was 2 babysitters, but I don't know why I think that, because we were lower middle class. So for all 4 of us, that seemed a little excessive, to be honest. But maybe they were just like a sister, but I remember 2. But I'm probably wrong about that. Definitely 1, but we had a babysitter with us. We were all swimming in the pool at the same hotel that this convention for Amway was happening. So they were all in another room. And I just remember running around with my brothers and having a good time, jumping around. And then next thing I know, I remember opening my eyes under the water and just like looking up, just seeing the little blurry lights of the ceiling. And then the next thing I remember is being in the hospital, being like, what? Where? I remember being wheeled into the hospital, and I remember like trying to look over my shoulder, like, what the fuck are we doing? Where are we? And I do remember that. But what had happened was apparently one of the babysitters, or the babysitter, took off my life jacket. I was like 3.5. And she took off my life jacket, and I had just jumped in. Apparently I didn't want to have it on or something. Never listen to a child. Don't do that. And yeah, they realized I was missing. And my oldest brother apparently ran into, it's lunchtime for the cats. My oldest brother had ran into the room where they were doing this convention. He was only 3 years older than me, so not that much older. And just kind of yelled out, because he couldn't find my parents, that I had drowned. He's like, Mom, Dad, Katelynn drowned. And then everyone rushes out, and a lady does mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on me. I was dead for, I think, 5.5 minutes. They say 5 to 6 minutes is like brain damage. There was one CAT scan that was a little awful. That's all I'll say about that. And then I was in a car accident when I was probably, how old was I? A preteen probably, or a little bit younger than that. Blacked out on that one. Didn't go to the hospital though, but it was like a quick scary moment, like, oh, fudge. Anyway, well, we were in like a huge Suburban. Like, we would have been fine. Totaled the other car. All right, another movie question. Can you recommend a movie you've seen more than 3 times? Why? Girl, when I was growing up, it was definitely Little Mermaid, Dalmatians, The Parent Trap. Who remembers that? And then in high school, it was, I guess I'm just talking about movies that I've seen way too many times. And in high school, it was The Phantom of the Opera. I seriously watched that every day, like one summer, every single day. I had to watch it. I could not. And there were days where I'd watch it twice. Like, what was I? I was living in a fantasy world. And then that same time frame was Gladiator, The Pianist. I don't know why, but those ones are pretty badass movies. I just liked them. But yeah, in general, the one I would recommend to absolutely everybody is About Time. That's what it's called. It's with, oh gosh, what's her face? The girl from The Notebook. What's Rachel McAdams? Yeah. And she's in it with this other guy, marries this British dude, and the British dude, his family has the ability, the men in his family have the ability to go back in time. It's very like realistic. It's not fantasy-like, but it's just that one tiny aspect that they can go back in time, and that's it. Otherwise, it's a very like real, normal movie. And the whole premise of the movie is to appreciate your day and treat your day as if you already relived it without the regrets of the first time you lived it, type of thing. And he goes through the process of, trying to go back in time and change this, help somebody out by doing this. And it's very wholesome, and it gets me crying every time, because it's like, appreciate your life. Oh man, here we go. Appreciate your life and appreciate your day and find the beauty in the day, find the joy and happiness in the day. And that's what matters. And it's just a really good reminder. It's such a good movie. That'd definitely be my top pick. All right, let's move on before we embarrass ourselves. Let's go dark. This isn't dark. Will racism always exist? If so, why? Why? Because humans are evil. People are awful. People are awful. And that's all I have to say about that. Oh, I forgot I picked this one. Okay. What advice would you give yourself right now in this exact moment? Well, here we are. I mean, I've already said this to myself, okay. It's okay that the day sucks. It's okay to be angry. Let it go. It will work out. It always does. Like, nothing has never not worked out in your favor. That was supposed to work out in your favor, if that makes sense. So that's what I tell myself right now. And then I should get a dog. Okay. Next, if you are what you eat, what are you? Protein. Hello. What is something important that most people seem to have forgotten? Let's continue on that wholesome train, because I believe people have forgotten about the golden rule. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. If you want to be treated like shit, then go right on ahead. I'm not stopping you. But I definitely grew up that way, and had a mother that would cause me to, or force me to critically think about my actions and the consequences of them, good or bad. Just, if you do this, what do you think is going to happen if you do this? How do you think that person will respond? How do you think you will feel? Type of thing. Do you want this to be done to you if you're on the receiving end? Just questions like that to get me to think about what I'm doing, what I'm saying. Lord knows I fucked up plenty of times. Nobody's perfect. But it's just a message that I've carried throughout my life to kind of keep me in check, right? And a lot of what I say to other people, I don't care if somebody says that back to me, but a lot of people don't want that or take it the wrong way. That's their problem, not mine. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Okay, that's all we got to say here. Okay, this one. If you could have any fictional character as your best friend, who would it be and why? If I was a child, it would definitely be like Ariel, Pocahontas for sure. She'd be my bestie. Well, I'd be so jealous of that hair. That was the only reason why I loved that movie. Plus, like, the whole, like, colors of the wind, on the mountaintop with my hair blowing in the wind and it being long and beautiful and running around the forest with my animal friends. Okay, no, she'd definitely be my friend. Best friend. Ariel, I could breathe underwater. That's probably unrealistic, but I definitely would want her as my friend. And nowadays, though, I honestly don't even know. I was trying to think about this earlier, and all I could think about was like Pocahontas and Ariel. Like, so I guess that's my pick. Next, this is a good question. How do you control your anger? It's a very good question. I just let it pass, if that makes sense. Easier said than done, right? It's just, I've recognized it in my body so easily. I've never been one to put a hole in a wall, flip a table over. I've never been somebody to express my anger in such ways. I grew up with a father who was extremely vocal with his anger. Wasn't physical. But that taught me that I just never wanted to act like that. It's ugly. It's ugly on you. It's ugly on how it makes the other person feel. And there's just no reason for it. It's just absolutely unnecessary, and it's immature. It really is immature when you act out like that. Physical, non-physical, screaming, that kind of thing. So just having that, unfortunately, I had a great childhood, don't get me wrong, but just having that as an example and knowing how it felt and how it looked on somebody else, it was just a lot easier to be like, I don't want that look on me. I don't want to wear that ever. But needless to say, anger is a very strong emotion in me, and I experience it a lot, especially today. So you just kind of laugh it off, right? And I recognize it pretty easily in my body, and I just know that I'm just frustrated. Anger is it's a fake, quote unquote fake emotion, because there's always something else behind it. Frustration, sadness, loneliness, or whatever it is that I'm experiencing. It's not anger in reality, even though it's presenting itself that way. That's just how I've learned to cope. Sorry, my eyeball itches like crazy. Ooh, but try not to poke it out with my nails. So yeah, I just kind of let it pass, because it really is just a wave, and let it, go away. And I know that's easier said than done, so good luck. Let me know how that goes. Last question, because I'm pretty sure we're low on time. Another movie question. Which fictional character was your first crush? Oh gosh, his name is escaping now. What's his name from Mulan? Why can't I think of his name? You know what I'm talking about. You literally know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the guy from Mulan. Yeah, that one scene where they're doing the martial arts practice. He doesn't have his shirt on. This is so wrong to talk about. We all had that crush. We all did. Wait, how old are you guys again? We're all the same. We're pretty much, we're millennials. We all grew up with that movie, right? Right? It's not just me. That was definitely one of my first ones. What else? Oh my gosh. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Absolutely. From Home Improvement, that age range, he's so cute. And he's still a pretty handsome guy. Usually, if they're that cute, younger, they tend to get uglier, right? There's always an opposite that happens with people like that. That was a big one. So cute. Wanted him as my boyfriend, but I wasn't allowed to. But that's so stupid. I had a hard time pressing record on today's episode just because I was in such a bad mood. And I was like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. No little Reddit thing was hitting it for me, but I had just picked a couple. I was like, whatever. So anyway, I knew as usual that I would be glad that I did this, and I am glad. Kind of turned my mood around. I'll probably turn on some Office after this. That always helps me through tough times. Yes, we are better. We're good. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here and listening and helping me. You really are helping me with my mental health. And thanks for sticking with me. I know sometimes I'm all over the place. I have a plan or I don't have a plan. I know what I want to talk about. I don't know what I talk. Sometimes I just press the fucking thing and just go. That's how you have to approach life, is just dive head first, and hope that the water is deep enough, right? Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed the past couple of episodes, because we did some guests kind of back to back. I want to spread them out a little bit more in the future, but it just happened to line up that way. But the most recent episode about body dysmorphia was absolutely incredible. It sounds like such a heavy topic. I didn't quite know what to expect with that conversation, because it sounds so clinical, like real serious type of conversation, and in ways it is, but if you've listened to it, then you know what I'm saying. But I mentioned in the episode that when I think about body dysmorphia, it sounds like, one, somebody with an eating disorder or who is anorexic, right? Not that they don't suffer with body dysmorphia, because they do. But I only put those types of people in that category, you know what I mean? And that it was like, even if somebody had a normal body weight, that they looked in the mirror and they literally saw a physical feature that was way different than what everybody else sees. Like, your eyes are literally playing tricks on you. So that's kind of like what I was thinking, but it's just so much more than that. And it's a conversation I'll never forget, because it definitely since then has helped me in my everyday life, thinking like, is this true, or is this a story I'm telling myself that I need to do this thing to my physical feature or my personality or my lack of something? Is it literally true, right? Is it true, or is it just a story I've been telling myself because of what I've been told, or what I am surrounding myself with? You know what I mean? Things like that. It was a great conversation, and I think everybody should listen to it, share it, because we all can benefit from it. And coming up, we're definitely we're definitely going to get a little more sciencey with some stuff coming up. And as we go into the summer months, we're going to be talking more about our summer bods, summer confidence, schedule changes with kids being out of school. We're talking to you moms, so stay tuned for all that. Come see us in the Facebook groups. Say hi to me on the Instas, all of that, guys. But again, thank you for listening. Please rate and review if you haven't already. And literally, have such a great weekend. Bye. Thanks for listening to the FFP Alignment Podcast. Please support us by downloading, rating, and recommending us to your friends and family. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at the FitFemme Project. That's FITFEMME Project. And for those of you looking to find their essential balance of lifestyle and fitness, book a free consult by going to thefitfemmeproject.com. That's FITFEMME Project.com and click Apply Now. Until next time, this is the FitFemme Project Alignment Podcast.